So yes, again, this being the most important Metal Gear game ever, because it introduces us to these kind of menus. Look at this. This might look familiar if you've played, you know, later games in the series. Again, it all started here. This is the guy we just got. His name is Jonathan. He's a private first class. He's a rescuer, so he drags enemy soldiers faster. Placing the sneaking unit. So, how do we... what button do we press? Ah, yes. We press square on him. And we're going to put him in the sneaking unit with Snake. Now, we can also... How do we... It's a little... Change equipment is circle. Let's remove Smoke G. Let's go to Jonathan. And you can see we've got a storehouse of weapons. We're going to give Jonathan the Smoke G. And let's take on our next mission. We'll go back to the Soviet patrol base. Big boss, Campbell's sick. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but his symptoms look like a form of tropical malaria I've seen before. What? The first bout has subsided. He's lying down here beside me now. Are you positive it's malaria? I know he took preventative drugs. I'm not a medic, so I can't say for sure. But judging by these symptoms... Hey, don't try and get up. Snake, it's me. I'm in bad shape. Malaria. Who'd have thought? Take it easy, Campbell. What do we do now, big boss? The preventative drugs don't work. This could be just the beginning. If he's got some tropical disease other than malaria, then there's no telling whether we might start showing the same symptoms. Huh? We've got our band of people we're putting together, our management, our teams, our supplies, and now we've got someone who has a somewhat mysterious disease that we have to take care of quickly, or else we might start showing symptoms. Keep that in mind for a future game. Oh, I see the P word in chat. Would you believe that we're going to see that P word very, very shortly? I've got an idea. Keep an eye on him. Give me a minute to consult with my family doctor about treatment. Huh? Family doctor? Paramedic. Let's head for the communications base. Right, communications base. Got it. Sorry to be such a pain in the ass, Snake. Save your strength. On the way, we'll keep our eyes out for new recruits. Alright, so we're actually going to go to the comm base, even though we had to select the patrol base at first, but, you know. We need detailed info on malaria and its treatment methods. And we need to use the satellite communications facility so this doctor, paramedic, can tell us what to do, right? Sneak into the base and make your way to the communications equipment. Take care not to be seen. The symptoms have subsided for now, but there's no telling when I'll have another outbreak. Time is of the essence. I'm counting on you. Start mission. Whoops! Why did it... Yep. I don't know why it defaulted on no. That's a little strange. Alright. Oh. Good, you made it inside the... Good, you picked the area from a menu. They'll probably beef up security. So you've got to stay out of the enemy sight until you can reach the communicator. Is he going to say what I was going to say? Let's see. Is the game going to let's play it for me? I don't know how many more of these outbreaks I can take. We've got to find a cure, and soon. I know you can do it. Okay, no. Hey. Oh. Maybe now they're going to commentate it for me. Yep. Alright, so this is what I was about to explain. But, game's going to play itself here. Big boss. Let's go over how to switch team members. You won't be sneaking in alone anymore. We'll all be sneaking in together. I thought that going in alone was the whole point of a sneaking mission. Right, I know. going in all at once wouldn't be very bright. We'll move one at a time and switch off as we go along. What do people do when it's not their turn? We'll have them hide nearby. After all, there's plenty of cardboard boxes in the truck. Alright, I'm used to hiding in cardboard boxes. When you want to switch off with another team member, press the start button to bring up the map screen, then select member change. Then you'll be prompted to select a hiding point, a location on the map where you can hide. Choose one as a place to hide. Finally, choose a team member to switch with. Then you're done. Okay, we'll do that. From what I've seen, there are lots of soldiers around here dressed like me. I should be less conspicuous than you. I used to be a rescuer, so I'm pretty good at dragging people around. Meaning I'm perfect for gathering new recruits, so make good use of me. Right, so this is... kind of the main gimmick of this game, and it's really cool, and it's kind of, yeah, it's exclusive to this, isn't it? No other game has this, because when you recruit characters in later games, they all just get, like, standard fatigues. They don't keep the uniform they had on. But in this game, you know, we've got a guy in an orange uniform, while there's guys in orange uniforms here. Okay, it's my turn. Wow, called on by Big Boss himself, Doshio. Watch yourself out there. Oh yeah, also Snake's position on the codec changed. I think that's a cute detail. If unit members dress like the enemy, they can slip through the enemy's guard as long as they don't act strange. Sometimes you'll see a blue chameleon icon appear at the top left of the screen. That means the enemy believes you're an ally, so they won't sound any alarms. Unfortunately, a legendary soldier such as yourself doesn't qualify for this special type of infiltration technique. Yeah, alright. Show me what you can do. I'll keep listening from here and let you know where the enemies are, as far as I can tell. The red circles on the map screen are the locations of enemy soldiers. They show us where the enemies around us are. Thanks, I'll put it to good use. Alright, here I go. Wish me luck. So yeah, it's kind of like... Hello? It's kind of like the disguises in 2 and 3. Hello? Now, is this my truck? Where's my truck? I think this is my truck. So if I go over to you, sir. Sir, buddy, friend, co-worker, esteemed colleague. Hello. Yep, I should be able to just grab this man. Come on, just grab him. And because I'm a rescuer, I drag men faster. But you can see I've got very piddly little stamina. And the higher the difficulty, the higher that drains. So, like, that's... It's not great because this is a kind of neat mechanic. And, like I said, it's similar to the disguises in prior games, but it's sort of this game's main mechanic and is a little bit more fleshed out. So it's a shame that the stamina works how it does because, you know, it's pretty fun. It's very funny, too. Snake is pretty much just for boss fights, yes. This game walks so that Peace Walker could skip. Yeah. And yeah, this, like I said, this was not handled by the usual director. Oh yeah, they don't like when you sneak, though. See, because that's suspicious. But we can just plow into rooms and just grab things, like, no problem. What do we got here? Check it out. We got a handgun. They don't like if you aim your gun, though. So you gotta get used to all of the different actions you can and can't do. Luckily, they don't really care if you have an appropriate weapon or not. Hello? Hello? It's very funny to be able to do this. But yeah, none of these things were, like, this was a separate team from the usual console games that the main team was working on Metal Gear Solid 4 at the time. There were so they didn't quite split the development in half, but yeah, these ideas that would later be used as, like, weirdly enough, staples of future games, they started here of all places and were not created by the original developer. So it's weird, or by the original director. So it's weird when people will, you know, compliment certain things in Phantom Pain, and I'm like, but that started here. Okay, everybody here? We're all set, Big Boss. Everybody's here. So this family doctor of yours, is she that good? Yeah, you could say that. She saved my life more than once. Snake, you came all the way back to the communications facility? You must really want to talk to me, huh? Anyway, a new Godzilla movie came out. Yeah, anyway. One of my men has come down with malaria. Malaria? Can you get some preventative drugs? Depending on the drug, it can be used to treat malaria even after symptoms appear. We've been using the drugs, but they don't seem to be working too well. Do you think it might be some other kind of disease? Wait, you said these were malaria symptoms? Yeah, no question about it. I got it. What? Do you know how people get malaria? Yeah, the virus is transmitted by mosquitoes, right? It's not a virus. It's a parasite. A parasite? You mean there's an actual bug inside his body? Exactly. In tropical malaria, the malaria parasites gestate within female Anopheles mosquitoes and are then transferred to human hosts. Ordinarily, the drug would prevent the symptoms from appearing, but there are different populations of malaria parasites. In certain areas, the populations are drug resistant. You know what that means? The drugs won't work. Bingo. So the only way to treat it is to find a different drug that's effective against that particular population of malaria parasite. Different kind of drug? Try the local medical facility. Try your local medical facility today. They should have a supply, but you'd better hurry. You might already be infected with the same parasite. It's only a matter of time before you start to develop symptoms. Got it. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That's true. Yep, much like real life, the best way to infiltrate a secure facility is to put on a high visibility vest and, yep, white hard hat and carry a clipboard. That's true. That keeps working in real life, even though we know that it keeps working. But we're so, like, we can't be suspicious of it, because then what? You're going to be suspicious of every construction worker you see? That's just ridiculous, you know? Every time you're walking down the street, you see a guy with a hard hat and a high-vis vest on someone's roof, you're going to go, he might be a burglar. I don't think so. You're just going to think he's fixing the shingles. Big Boss, I need to talk to you. What's up? Paramedic was saying we need some medicine to treat malaria. Yeah, if there were a hospital nearby, I'm sure it'd have a supply in stock. I know where we can find one. A hospital? Yes, there's a hospital in the sector my former squad patrols. I can tell you exactly where it's located. Must be my lucky day. Lead the way. Yes, sir. Oh, and one other thing. Go on. It's a small hospital with minimal facilities in the mountains, but just the other day, I saw them bring in a huge shipment of drugs and medical supplies. What for? I don't know, but what I do know is that this shipment was way too big for a hospital of that size. Sounds suspicious. In any case, Snake, we better hurry to the hospital. They've got to have some malaria drugs there. And I'm guessing it'll be a prime location to recruit new comrades with medical careers. Might as well recruit some new allies for the battles ahead, right? Since you're operating as a team, you can all work together to get new recruits. For instance, when you knock an enemy out, you don't have to drag them all the way back to the truck yourself. Why not just drag the body over to one of your teammates hiding in a cardboard box? Let them do the rest of the work. Go ahead and give it a try. Now get going to that hospital, find the malaria drugs, and recruit some medical staffers along the way. So yeah, that's a thing that a lot of people don't know, is there's an easier way to recruit people. It's a little finicky, so it doesn't always work, but there's a way. Yes, there is a hospital in the sector my former squad patrols. I can tell you exactly where it's located. There better be some malaria drugs there. Start the mission. I'm here to inspect the pipe. Yeah, just say, I'm here for the code inspection. Your boss should have told you. Yep. Campbell here. What is the name of our first gaslight victim? His name is Jonathan, and he did complain of having the runs. He was that one soldier in that prior cutscene with the short sleeves. See what they're doing there, Jonathan? He's got the runs. Huh? 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 He's not one of the Johnnies, though. It's coincidental. Campbell here. We've assessed that the drugs are in that hospital. We're just not sure where. Find those drugs and avoid detection. We now know that I'm not the only one at risk for malaria. Any of our comrades could be infected. Unless we act fast, it won't be long before we're goners. Good luck. So here's the problem, though. They said drag the enemy over to a box. And then I believe, yes, we can call, I think. I can't remember exactly where it is. But, we can drag an enemy within the ring on this map of the box. But the issue is they're so close to the truck that you might as well just drag them all the way there. A lot of Johns with weak stomachs out there. Yep, I can't relate to that. Alright. Well, there's a buddy. Not the best buddy, but... we'll grab him. Yeah, this game does look... I mean, I like the chunkiness that we've got going on. I'm a big fan of crispy 3D. But I've seen a lot of upscaled PSP games and a lot of ports that have come out of PSP games. Yeah, they all look... a lot of them look quite good. A lot of them, you know, the later PSP games, like early PSP games, didn't quite look like this. Let's see. Oh, look! No place to hide. Look at that. That's a... see, that's a... that'll be a thing. That'll be a thing going forward. So we have to drag this guy all the way back because for some reason it just doesn't want me to use the box technique. I think it's because they're on a wall there? I don't quite remember how it works, but that's fine. We just want to collect a bunch of men. And I'll grab both of these guys. It'll take a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine. They both have M16s. That's pretty good. This game looks better than Death Jr. I mean... that is technically correct, yes. It's a weird pull, but it is correct. Yep. I remember a lot of this. A lot of this. One thing I will say that the V series of Metal Gear games did that I do find is a overall improvement that I want to see carried over. It's not going to be in Delta, but I hope it gets carried over into other future games. Is rather than dragging enemies around, you could do just a fireman's carry. And it allows you to extract people and bring them to extraction points much more easily. And boy, I wish they had thought of that for this game specifically, because I mean, that would have been great. That genuinely would have been perfect. And it feels like something the various Snakes should know about. I would think that Snake would know of the most effective way to carry another man. Now, there's a game no one's thought about in 6 years, Death Jr. I did see some gameplay of it about a year or so ago. It looks fine. I mean, is it something I'll play in the future? Maybe. I do want to do like a not like a horror game thing, but like a spooky game sort of marathon at some point. Wait, dragging half a person's body across the ground is not an ideal way to move people? Believe it or not, no. There we go. Now, there's some medical professionals here, too. But much like Metal Gear Solid 3, they're very annoying. There's a nurse, though. We do want a nurse. Oh! Well, no, miss. Just listen, miss. Just let it happen. It'll be fine. Hello? No, excuse me. Oh.
HQ. This is HQ.
Where did you go, buddy?
Enemy sighted. Requesting back.
Nope. Nope. I need your nurse. No, don't worry about it. Okay, I need this nurse. Don't mind where I'm looking. Okay, I know this looks bad. But believe me, however bad you think it is, it's so much worse. I'm kidnapping her and recruiting her for my revolution. My,
The enemy's here! The enemy's here!
See, my mentor really liked the idea of the world being connected and as one.
I'm out of here!
So the way I'm interpreting that is a nation comprised entirely of soldiers, you see. Because if everyone in the world is soldiers, we don't have to have loyalty to anything but ourselves. You see, ma'am, this is all a very good idea. I'm gonna steal both of these nurses, and then we're gonna continue with the with the mission. I'm gonna leave those other boys there, but medical professionals, it's good to have those on your staff. And I would be able to play as these nurses in future missions if I need more. So it would be easier. So really, I mean, you know, I can't not steal these women. If everyone's a soldier, then no one's a soldier, Snake says, giving a 10-year-old an AK. Yeah, no, yeah. Welcome to Big Boss as he is portrayed in Metal Gear 1 and 2. Imagining a scene showing the new recruits on the base. They all have bald spots from being dragged on the ground. Yeah. If only I had some sort of balloon where I could, you know, fly people up to my magical sky base. Oh, see, that's what they should have done. They should have made Outer Heaven an airship. So the Fultoning that takes place in future games, you know, instead of having like a supply helicopter, which there is Fulton extractions in this game in the multiplayer mode. Maybe I'll find a way to take a look at that. But again, they play it real fast and loose. If you thought, hey, if you thought the director of this series didn't understand anything about genes, he really didn't understand anything about the Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. First off, you need a plane and not a helicopter. And second off, it's way more complex than it's portrayed. Oh yeah, look how little stamina you get from rations also. So yeah. Definitely want to do this on lower difficulties. Oh. Ah, did you find the drugs yet? What? Oh, I see. They weren't in there. Alright, then try the other rooms. There are other rooms there, right? Take your time and search them in order. Well, what's in order? How do you register the order? Anyway. Yeah, the Fulton surface-to-air recovery system, it really does not work as portrayed in these games. But, you know, it would have been funny if it was just like, hey, here's like Outer Heaven, as it would turn out, is a big airship. It's like a big flying Metal Gear. And it's so big that it's just over the mission area and it's hidden in the clouds or whatever. So you just Fulton men up to there. I don't know. It wouldn't be the dumbest thing. Still no luck finding those drugs. I just don't get it. Told us that a huge shipment of medical supplies was brought in, but there's no trace of them to be found. We've only checked 2 of the side rooms and not the main medical establishment. Ugh. Yep, so we gotta, believe it or not, we gotta go into the very large medicine room. Who would have thought that that's where objective is? Me, I knew that. It seems pretty self-evident, but, you know. So, my preferred way, I remember this stage quite well, is there's actually a ladder back here. And, oh look, there's where we need to go. And unfortunately, we can't break in because there's those, the little, like, window frame in the way. But I believe in the front, yep. We can just get in. Look at that. We're so sneaky. You just break into the window. No one will know. Having to plan out your kidnappings makes them more engaging and lets each soldier feel more rewarding. That is true, yeah. But I do get that they wanted to, yeah, eliminate the busy work, so they came up with the Fultons. Yeah, it makes it kind of silly.
Where are the escapees?
But anyway, we got cutscenes.
If they get away, I promise you'll regret it. Enough of this. Call Python. Get him back here. He'll lead the search team. And make sure this lab stays secure. What's happening to me?
Oh, weird little graphic glitch there. Ah! There were no malaria drugs in the hospital, not even a single dose. According to the log left in the director's office, they hauled every last bit of that stockpile of drugs and medical supplies away. They were shipped to a research lab north of the hospital. But we're in luck. Not only do we know from the log that they took the drugs to a lab, we found its exact location by following the helicopter's flight path. Quite a coincidence, huh? You'll see when you get there, but the lab is built on terrain that makes it hard to spot from the outside. Chances are slim you'll find it unless you had some kind of clue. Head for the lab, infiltrate it, and search for the drugs again. Sorry to put this on you, but I'll need them if I'm going to keep command. Alright, well, hey, let's save. And oh, look! We unlocked some additional features. Maybe we'll take a look at those after we save.